Good morning. I am Dr. V. Sundaraj, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Department of Commerce, Sri S. Ramaswamy Naidu Memorial College, Sattur. Today we have discussed shares and issue of shares. Shares. Share capital constitutes the basis of the capital structure of a company. Ownership of a company is vested in its shareholder, and a share of represents the extent of ownership or interest in the assets and profit of the company. In this sense, a share may be defined as one of the equal parts into which the capital of a company is divided, entitling the holder of the share to a proportion of the profit. Share capital constitute on the basis of the capital structure of a company. Ownership of a company is vested in its shareholder. Who is shareholder? Who is purchased the shares of a particular company? He is also called shareholder of a company. So, what is share? Share means divided the total share capital particular parts, particular equal parts. It's called shares. Okay. Kinds of shares. Under Companies Act 1956 as amended up to date, a company may have two classes of shares. One is preference shares, another one is equity share. That also shares classified shares with different rights. Under Companies Act 1956, shares classified under two main categories, preference shares and equity shares. Then also shares classified under shares with different rights. Preference shares. A preference shares is one which enjoys certain preferential rights. First, on preference shares, a fixed dividend is guaranteed before any payment of dividend in respect of a equity share. Preference shares enjoys the preferential rights. Preference shares enjoy the received the dividend before payment of dividend in respect of equity shares. Next, the second preference enjoyed by the preference shares is in respect of return of capital in the event of winding up of the company. So, preference shareholder enjoy some preference. First one, preference shareholder received dividend is guaranteed before any payment of dividend in respect of paid to the equity shareholder. Second one, preference shareholder enjoyed by the preference shares is in respect of return of capital in the event of winding of the company before paid to the equity shareholder. So, this preference enjoy preference shareholder. So, it's called preference shares. Equity shares. Equity shares are those which carry no special rights in respect of annual dividend and return of capital after the company goes into liquidation. The rate of dividend on such share is not fixed, but preference shareholder dividend rate also fixed, but equity shareholder dividend rate not fixed. Then equity shareholder real owner of the companies. Shares with different rights. Shares also classified differential rights under deferred shares, dividend, voting rights or otherwise. Okay. Deferred shares means shares issued by the promoters. Shares issued by the promoters. Okay. Next. Then also shares classified dividend basis. Then voting right basis. Okay. Next. Stock. Stock means the shares of a company in a different form. In fact, stock is the aggregate of fully paid up shares consolidated and divided into different parts. The main purpose of such consolidation or division is to make it convenient to hold shares. Issue of shares. Issue of shares by companies can be broadly classified into two types based on the manner of receiving consideration. Issue of shares immediately full consideration. Point number one. Point number two, issue of shares for consideration receivable in installment termed as calls. Then issue of share classified, issue of shares without any consideration, example issue of bonus shares. Then issue of through other methods, issue shares through other methods, example right issue. So issue of shares classified two main category, issue of shares for immediate full consideration, issue of shares for consideration receivable in installment termed as calls. Then also issue of shares classified, issue of shares without any consideration, example bonus shares, issue shares through other methods, example right issue. Next, issue of shares for immediate full consideration. In such a type of issue, the full issue value is received at a time. The transaction is completed, consideration receivable can be either of following. Issue of shares for immediate full consideration means full payment received the company at the time of shares issue. Full payment received the company. Full payment of the particular shares received the company at the time of shares issue. These types of shares classifying non-cash consideration and cash consideration. Non-cash consideration. A company may issue shares for consideration other than cash. It's called non-cash consideration. Non-cash consideration classified under three different situations. Non-cash consideration involved under three different situations. First one, issue of shares for acquisition of assets. Company purchased assets, that time company paid assets value to seller. But company not pay the cash, alternate company paid the company shares. It's called non-cash consideration. That situation, journal entry, assets account debtor to share capital account. Narration being allotment of shares in consideration of the purchase of fixed assets. Second situation, issue of shares to vendors of business. Sometimes one company purchase to other company, purchase company pay the amount to seller company, vendor paid to particular amount vendor for business purchase. That time purchasing company not paid the mode of cash. Purchasing company paid the money in form of shares. So it's called non-cash consideration. Issue of shares to vendors of business involved at the time of journal entry, assets account debtor, goodwill account debtor, to liabilities account, to vendors account, to capital reserve account. Goodwill, capital reserve, the difference between the journal entry. Goodwill, capital reserve involved the difference between the assets takeover and liabilities takeover. Being assets and liabilities taken over and goodwill, capital reserve thereon. Next, vendors account debtor to share capital account. Vendors account debtor to share capital account. Being issue of shares to the vendors for the net amount payable. Narration being issue of shares to the vendors for the net amount payable. Purchasing company how much amount paid the vendors company, net amount paid the vendors company. So alternate purchase company paid the purchase company shares to the vendors company. Okay. Next, issue of shares to promoters. Promoters who create a company, he is called promoters. Who initiate a company, who initiate a functions of the creator company. he is called also promoters. Promoters also many services provided to the company. So company paid to the service charges to promoters. So company that charges alternative paid to the shares. So that time journal entry goodwill account attached to share capital account. Being share issued to compensate promoters as per resolution. Cash consideration. Already we have discussed non-cash consideration. Now we have discussed cash consideration. Company may issue shares and receive the full amount of the issue in one lump sum. The issue may be at par or at premium or at a discount. Cash consideration means company issue of shares received the cash only. Received the cash only. Okay. Company issue of shares only cash. When the issue at par, that time journal entry bank account attached to share capital account. Being the issue of shares at par. When the issues at premium, that situation journal entry bank account attached to share capital account to security premium account. Narration being issue of shares at premium. Next situation when the issue at discount, bank account attached discount on issue of shares account attached to share capital account. Narration being the issue of shares at discount. Issue of shares at par, premium, discount. Issue of shares at par means the shares are issued at a price equal to the face value. Shares issued at a price equal to the face value. Issue of shares at par, issued price equal to face value. Next, issue of shares at premium. It means the shares are issued at a price higher than the face value. It means issue of shares at premium, issued price higher than the face value. Suppose face value 10, issued price 12. So 2 rupees premium. Next, issue of shares at discount. It means the shares are issued at a price lower than the face value of shares. That time issued price lower than the face value. Example, face value 10, issued price 7. So difference 3 called discount. Thank you. Thank you.